Yo, what's up guys, these are the 10 best vehicles that you have to own in GT Online as of 2025. This is probably the most controversial vehicle in GT Online. Once it got released back in 2018, it was the most OP vehicle in the entire game. Since then it has been hit with a few nerfs, like the rocket nerf making it less accurate. However, it's probably still the best vehicle in the game and a must have for every player. It's especially a great vehicle for grinders. It easily gets you from A to B, and because it's a bike you can easily park it anywhere. Other vehicles like the Deluxo and Toreador can easily take you out, cause those vehicles have more accurate rockets, but by activating your flares or chaff you can try to avoid their missiles. They also increased the price of the Oppressor Mk II to make it harder for players to buy. At first it was around $4 million, but now you have to pay $8 million. You also need to own a nightclub and Terrorbyte so you can actually upgrade the Oppressor Mk II with homing missiles. Next we have the Toreador. This vehicle was added in the KO Rico update and it's not only one of the best vehicles but also one of the most fun vehicles. It has a boost which recharges pretty quickly, it has homing missiles and they are still insane cause they didn't get nerfed unlike the Oppressor Mk II missiles. So they are still really accurate, and the crazy part is that this vehicle has unlimited rockets, which makes it a must buy. On top of all that, it's one of the few vehicles in the game that can go in the water as well as on land. You can activate Aqua mode by holding left on the D-pad. It can still fire missiles underwater and you can also boost. It's great to hide from enemies underwater and then you can pop back out by using the boost and shoot them down with your missiles. Next up, a must-have jet. In my opinion, this is the only aircraft you really need. It's the F-160 Raju, which is a military VTOL jet, meaning that it can fly in two different modes. Having the engine down will make it go vertical and putting the engine back to normal will make it go horizontal. So it's pretty much a helicopter and plane in one. It is pretty expensive, coming in at $6,855,000 with a trade price of $5.14 million. It's by far the best jet, it's pretty much the Hydra plus the laser with boosted stats. The Raju is the fastest jet in the game. Below 250 meters or 820 feet, the jet can fly at 301.70 km per hour or 187.50 miles per hour. If you go above 250 meters or 820 feet, it can go at 366 km per hour or 227.50 miles per hour. It's also great for grinding businesses or missions. I use it when I'm doing hangar source missions because I can bring it out my hangar straight away, and by the way you can request the jet pretty much anywhere on the map via your interaction menu. You can also easily land it anywhere if you go into VTOL mode. The last feature that this jet has is stealth mode. When you go into stealth mode you will be off the radar but you can't use your rockets or miniguns. You can quickly go in and out of stealth mode to confuse your enemies and it makes it pretty OP. At this point in GT Online everyone should own a police vehicle, and the best one that you can buy is the Coquette D10. It's the fastest police car in the game and also the best looking one in my opinion. It's one of the most expensive vehicles in the game, coming in at $5,620,000. The trade price is $4,215,000. To unlock the trade price you have to complete Slush Fund as part of the Clocking Ball farm raid as the leader, so it's the first setup for this mission over here. You also have to complete 10 dispatch work missions. You can start dispatch work in any of the previous police cars. You can also equip these cars with the missile lock-on jammer. Moving on to a motorcycle, you need to own the Hakuchou Drag bike because it's by far the fastest bike in GT Online. That's mainly because you can put HSW upgrades on it. It's great in races and also amazing if you're doing time trials. It will cost you a little under $1 million. Its top speed is 161.90 miles per hour or 260.50 kilometers per hour. It has great acceleration because it can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.7 seconds. One of the best cars in GT Online in my opinion is the Nightshark. You can find it on the Warstock website. You could classify it as a weaponized vehicle, but in the game it's actually an off-road vehicle and it's definitely the best car in this class. It's still really good off-road. It's the most armored vehicle in the game because I believe it can take up to 25 rockets. It's also pretty bulletproof, strong and faster than you might think. You might think that because it's an armored vehicle that it doesn't drive as well, but it's actually really nice to drive with. The traction is good, brakes and acceleration as well. Now we will move on to a car in the muscle class. This car got added to the game in a contract DLC. The Buffalo STX is a must-have Manitech vehicle in GT Online. Now since December 2024 they added a bunch of vehicles that can now have a money tag, but in my opinion the Buffalo is still one of the best cars to upgrade with a money tag. You can find it on the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. If you go to your agency workshop or Vinewood Car Club garage workshop, you can add a lot of cool and useful features. First you can add the money tag, either the remote control unit or missile lock-on jammer. I prefer the second one cause then Oppressors or Deluxos for example won't be able to lock onto your car. However, the remote control unit upgrade is really annoying for other players, it pretty much acts like a RC Bandito. So with this feature you can control this car from a distance, and since there's no one in the car they can't kill you. They can only destroy your car but they won't get you. You can also add mounted machine guns and lastly slick proximity mines. So this is a great all-round car. It's a little bit bulletproof from the back, it can take a couple explosions and it has all those cool upgrades. It's also one of the fastest cars in the muscle class, so if you're looking for a really good all-round car you should get this one. Moving on to the Coquette. It has decent bulletproof protection and it can survive a couple explosions. Don't think you are invincible in this car though, you can easily get shot from the side. A lot of players think they can't get shot in cars with these kind of windows. You can find this car on the Warstock website, filter by the lowest price and you will see it over here. It's a good car in general, and if you don't own it already definitely get your hands on it. Now I actually didn't know you could get this one for free, the Brickade 6x6. This is actually a business. You run the asset lab inside this vehicle and that's great because this way you can basically make money for free. You also have to complete all first and last dose missions for decks, so you won't only get the supercar, the Virtue, but also this thing. That's pretty insane. This vehicle can also take like 50 homing missiles. The winner of the fastest HSW car and automatically the fastest car in GT Online is the new Bravado Banshee GTS. They added this on December 10, 2024 in the latest Agents of Sabotage DLC. Its top speed is 172.50 miles per hour or 277.61 kilometers an hour with a price tag of 1,989,500. You can find it on the legendary motorsport website once again. I also believe it's the free claimable vehicle at the Vinewood Car Club garage for GTA Plus members. This is the first car ever in GT Online that goes faster than 170 miles per hour. You could already see it coming knowing that the Banshee GTS is also the fastest non-HSW car, so imagine how fast it goes with HSW. The HSW upgrade will cost you $1.9 million, so in total this car will cost you $3.9 million. That's without all the other upgrades, so probably like $5 million to cover everything. Now in the past week I have tested this car in a couple races and let me tell you, it's definitely the best car in the game. Besides that it's really fast, it feels really smooth to drive in, it's great in turns, the acceleration is amazing, and because it's a pretty light car with low suspension it also has great traction. Not to mention how good the brakes are. For me it's not my go-to car for races, it's a sports car so unfortunately I can't select it in any race, but when it's set to the sports class you should definitely use this one. And don't forget the looks, in my opinion this car looks dope, there are some crazy customization options and it's also an iconic car in the GTA series, especially the blue version with a white stripe. It's based on a real-life Dodge Viper GTS, which is also a very popular car. Hopefully this video helped you guys out and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye bye!